We want to bring in now Rebeccah Heinrichs, foreign policy expert and Hudson Institute senior fellow. Rebeccah, good morning. Hope you had a good Christmas. Obviously, the news doesn't take a break, and now this strike by the U.S. How significant is this, and was the response proportionate, as the administration likes to say, to the attack on our personnel, which has left one critically injured?
Well, I think the counterattack on the part of the United States was appropriate. The problem is it's still too late. And I mean, these attacks against U.S. forces in the region have been ongoing, of course, since Hezbollah's massacre against Israel on October 7th, far more than 100 attacks. And these are not just singular rocket attacks when we talk about 100 attacks. These are multiple attacks each time. And so I applaud the White House for understanding that this needed a much bigger response than what we've seen in the past. But I think it's still just not enough. There needs to be more to compel the Iran regime to understand that this is not going to be worth it for them, that the United States is going to defend our troops, and we're not just going to play defense, we are going to go on the offense.
So what should the United States do? If you were advising the Biden administration and in the Pentagon, what would you tell them to do to prevent these attacks from continuing?
We know where all of these paramilitary groups are that are supported by the IRGC, that's the Iranians. We know where they are throughout the region. I would advise to do a massive attack all at once, rather than these pinprick strikes, waiting every 5, 6, 10 attacks before the United States responds. We're going to get, there's going to be Americans who are going to be killed. Right now, there's 3 injured, 1 critically injured, we're hearing. There's going to be more. And so that's what I would do. I would advise a significant, massive strike against where IRGC trainers are. We know where this Hezbollah paramilitary group in Iraq that conducted this last attack, we've known where they are. We know where they are. And so they should have been eliminated long ago and should not be allowed to persist.
Rebeccah, here we are. It's December 26, 2023. I remember watching President Bush declare victory in Iraq. I remember watching President Obama declaring that war was over. And then I remember watching President Trump say that he had defeated ISIS, which was a largely Iraqi organized and stationed and fought for group. And here we are in 2023, and we've been attacked, I think, since October 7th, nearly 100 times in Iraq alone, U.S. forces. We ended this war in Afghanistan. We said we had this over-the-horizon capability. Is it time to pull our troops out of Iraq and say we can continue over-the-horizon capabilities?
Appreciate your question, Joey, and always appreciate you so much and your service to this country. U.S. forces are still holding the line in the region. Obviously, as you know, major combat operations have stopped several years ago, but they are still providing counterterrorism operations in Iraq. They're supporting Iraqi security forces. And because we did lose that U.S. forces in Afghanistan, we lost a significant capability to continue to conduct counterterrorism operations in the region. So that's what our forces are doing there. And as you know, the United States still provides security through those major sea lane arteries of global trade, the Red Sea, the Mediterranean. We want to keep those open so Americans can be safe here at home and prosperous. And Iran is trying to assert global power hegemony over the Middle East against our Gulf partners, the Emiratis, the Saudis, and of course they see Israel as their primary enemy and the United States. And so that's what our forces are doing there in the region, and they got to stay safe. They can't just be sitting ducks, Joey. They got to be permitted to go on the counteroffensive.
So, Rebeccah, to the opposite end of Joey's question, should we go further in? I mean, I was in Erbil. That's where this latest attack on our personnel was. In 2016, when the U.S. was advising and assisting the Iraqi Special Forces going into Mosul to end the last remnants of ISIS that Joey was referencing. Now, we're sitting there in this same capacity at an even smaller number. Is it time for the administration to consider to go even bolder? Because Iran's getting free play to attack our troops at a vulnerable position.
It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable to have U.S. forces there in small numbers and unable to go on the counteroffensive. So, yes, I would say they must. We know where these people are. We know where these terrorists are. We must hit them hard. If that means that we have to send greater numbers in, I'm not sure that's the case. I think we have significant firepower in the region, but it's not there just to be seen. We got to use it. And so we keep hearing from Secretary of Defense Austin saying we've got major firepower in the region. We're going to deter Iran by this show of force. It's not just showing force. You got to have resolve and the willingness to actually employ it, to use it. And one last point, U.S. leadership. We're trying to keep these Red Sea open and free, and there's been a lot of activity against terrorists against cargo ships in the Red Sea. We need to have our allies with us, but if the U.S. isn't going to be strong and clear and have good direction, you're not going to have the French with us, as the French have been hesitant to do, to be under our command. And so there really is just a very concerning pattern of U.S. weakness and leadership and unwilling to get our allies to come with us and help.
That's a great point.
Well, there's the Defense Secretary announced this 10-country coalition to counteract these Houthi rebels that are targeting these now 15 cargo ships in the Red Sea. That would be considered, I guess, a defensive strategy as opposed to an offensive one. So there is concern that these attacks will continue. Rebeccah, we do have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. Your perspective is always appreciated, especially on a day like today. Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. You too.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.